All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Out here in the garage playing with some new tackle and just getting things organized for 2023. And I thought of a pretty interesting video topic for you guys, and it is definitely controversial amongst a ton of anglers when it comes to what kind of fluorocarbon line you should be throwing, either Seaguar Invizx or Sunline Sniper. Now, I would say that these are probably the two most common lines that both of these manufacturers sell, and everybody is always pinning these against each other, trying to figure out which one is better. Now, right off the bat, let me just say that these are both fantastic options, and I don't really think that there's one that outshines the other in all aspects. I think that they're very, very good, and I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but they definitely have some characteristics that differ from one another that might make you pick one over the other. So with that said, I'll start off by talking about where Seaguar differs from Sunline Sniper, Seaguar Invizx, is that Seaguar Invizx is going to be a lot more soft and supple, almost like a monofilament. It's just a lot more of a forgiving line, which means you're not going to have as much memory in it, and you're going to have a lot more control over that line as it comes off your spool. It's just going to cast a little bit better, maybe a little bit further. Not saying that Sunline doesn't cast great, because it does, but this is just going to cast a little bit better because of that characteristic. Now, the other thing to note about Seaguar Invizx, though, is that it is a kind of stretchy fluorocarbon, which is odd, because when you think about fluorocarbon, you think of a very, very low stretch line, which isn't the case with Seaguar Invizx. It's got a little bit of stretch to it, which necessarily isn't a bad thing, and I'll explain that in a minute. So jumping over to FC Sniper, this is going to be a little bit more of a rigid line. It's going to be a little bit more abrasion resistant. It's not going to be as manageable as Invizx, but it's still going to cast extremely well. Both of these fluorocarbons cast phenomenal, but this is going to be a little bit better if you're banging it around wood, dock posts, things like that. It's just a little bit more abrasion resistant. Now, personally, I tend to cling to Sniper a little bit more because I'm a shallow water power fisherman and I'm always beating my stuff up like crazy. Not saying that you can't do that with Invizx. I just prefer Sniper over Invizx for that application. However, it really just depends on the gear that you throw. And I know that might sound kind of dumb, but for example, I'm a St. Croix guy. I love St. Croix rods, but for those of you that fish St. Croix rods, you know that a lot of them typically have more of a moderate action to the rod. Now, why this matters is because if you were fishing a moderate rod with a stretchy fluorocarbon line, if you were flipping, just for example, if you're fishing a moderate action rod with a stretchy fluorocarbon line, you're going to lose a lot of hook setting power because there's a ton of give between that line and that rod flexing. So you're just not going to have the same hook setting power as you would if you had, say, a Dobbins rod, which is a little bit more stiff throughout the rod. Invizx would be perfect for flipping because the Invizx has a little bit of give to it versus the rod being a little bit more stout. So that is definitely something to keep in mind when you're trying to decide between these two lines. So for me personally, FC Sniper mostly gets the call only because I use St. Croix. Now, if I use Dobbins, I would probably be using Seaguar Invizx a heck of a lot more than I currently use Sniper. So all in all, I don't really think there's one that you could go wrong with. You just need to match the line to the type of fishing and the type of gear that you throw. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go down, drop a like, tell your buddies about it, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.